Howdy do, and welcome one and all. Welcome to another episode of Star Wars: Edge of the Empire with presented by 2B Dice Adventures. I am your host, Daddy Tarzan, in the driver's seat as usual. But there's going to be a little bit of a shakeup today, as our primary cast and crew could not all be here today. So we're going to do a little story that's taking place on the outside of KohrAtlas. Let's go ahead and get a little quick introduction from our cast members that are in attendance today, along with our guest star appearance of Jay, playing the character known as Marcus. But starting with Matt, let's go ahead and get an introduction of your character.
Hello. Some of you know me around here, and my name is Matt, also known as War-Torn Knight out there on the interwebs. And tonight you have the pleasure of witnessing the birth of XU240U, also known as Zhu, or XU, or XU24. You can use whatever nickname you want. He's an easygoing droid, because he is a droid. A loader droid, in fact. So, yeah, we're going to see what's going to happen in store with our very, very big, very beefy, very mechanical individual that we have here.
Up next, Jay. And finally.
Hi everyone, nervous, excited to be here. I'm Jay, also known as, I'll be playing Marcus today. He is a human, and he's in a bit of spot of bad luck at the moment. he's not exactly where he wants to be right now.
Indeed. Where can we find you on any social medias should you desire to be followed?
You can find me on TikTok as JasonV131. That's usually where I'm seen majority of the time. So, yeah. All
right. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Jay. Again, we are 2B Dice Adventures. We may be joined at a later time by some of our other cast members, but as of right now, it's just going to be the two of us, which I'm more than happy to put on. And I didn't want to cancel because we've had a lot of cancellations in recent times, so I just want I came up with a spin-off story on the fly. So this is going to be interesting. Bear with us, but it ties into the canon of the campaign so far, so I'm happy with it. That being said, what's going on the other side of the galaxy? Well, not even, I mean, where this story takes place is just around the corner, is to be diced. Ooh, no, wrong one. What was the one I was using originally? Let's go with, sorry, I keep forgetting. Music's all over the place. Here we go. Nope, way too crazy. All right. That's good. I like that. Little sense of, little mystery. All right. Our story begins as the camera descends upon the visage of an icy white planet of Hoth. Excavation teams constantly sweep over the planet to possibly discover hidden mysteries that the planet may yet hold, and valuable resources yet to be discovered. This day would prove to be no different, or maybe not. We get a camera transition to the planet side as a transport cruises over the icy surface of the planet. A surveying team of miners cruise just feet above the ground as their scanner pings with the occasional minor mineral deposits. Hey, Gina, how's it looking out there? As barren as my love life, Marv. Nothing out here as of noteworthy as of yet. Yeah. Keep scanning. Can't start a new company off with another dud of a prospect. I hear you. Been meaning to ask, what happened with that last company you worked for? Don't ask. And as he goes to say, don't ask, the shuttle's engine begins to stall out. Alarms begin to flare up. Red lights and voice the ship's automated systems begin to speak up. Engine failure. Left and right engines completely disabled. Prepare for impact. Brace for impact. Brace for impact. Brace for impact. Marv. Wrong button. Marv can be seen in the crawl space between the troop compartment and the pilot chair, the cockpit, bracing himself in the stairwell. Further back into the troop camp transport, we have several humans and a Rhodian, accompanied by a large droid with XU. Give us a quick description of how XU can be perceived in this moment.
So XU is a loader droid. To those who have seen the Kenobi series, the same model as the character Ned 8. A large, probably like 7 foot tall droid, completely head to toe metallic. There is a large, kind of bulky, safety yellow chassis that he has with armor plating surrounding his mechanical bits, the joints, the cables, the pulley systems, the actuators, all the different things that keep him moving, keeping all of his circuitry intact. But yeah, other than that, his head being kind of small, no real like humanoid facial features like some droids tend to have. The best that you can get is under a sort of peaked helmet kind of deal. There is a visor with 2 white lights shining behind it that kind of give the idea of eyes behind like a black visor. But he's very large. He is a massive hulking individual, and yeah, in this point, he's just going to kind of like hear everything that's happening, make sure that he's strapped in, and then just extend his arms to whoever is around him to just hold.
Hold the line. Got it. We're going to take a quick scene transition just outside of the ship. Marcus, this has proved to be another fruitless day. Sources have been running short as you've remained stranded out in the frozen wasteland of Hoth. You're beginning to get a sense of desperation starting to set in, and you've seen surveillance teams fly by on occasion, few and far in between, but it's been quite some time since you last seen one. And your eyes have been just scouring the skies in hopes that you do spot one. And that's when you can hear the thrum of a engine cruising overhead directly from behind you within your dwelling. Actually, it would come in front of you. So you hear at the mouth of your dwelling the thrum of a repulsor lift engine as it hovers close over the surface of Hoth. You go to step towards the opening. The harsh bite of cold winds whipping up and smashing into you as soon as you get close to the opening chills you to your spine. But you bear through it as you begin to gather a glimmer, a sliver of hope that this may be where you can finally get some supplies to replenish what you have.
Mhm.
As you look over the opening of the mouth, that's when the ship cruises over directly overhead and cruises directly north of you. You can see a trail of smoke billowing out both engines as this ship begins to rapidly descend. This may be your next meal for the long winter ahead. And you begin to gather your things and trek forth to scavenge what you can find.
Yeah. Great. Amateurs. As I make my way towards the ship that's rapidly descending.
Mm-hmm. Back on the ship, I don't know why it gets so loud every time you change the song, but it does. Back on the ship, Marv, XU, Trevor, Joy, and Fareed, the Rhodian, all strap themselves in. Marv in a jump seat by the cockpit to keep in direct line of communication with the pilots. Facing the rest of you, he's got a drill that drill in one hand, and he's desperately clutching the holdout blaster on his thigh, just making sure nothing gets dislodged and lost in once the impact occurs. All right, everything's fine. Just hold on, remain calm. Just another bump in the road. And as he says that, the lights flash incredibly bright and grows immediately dark afterwards. The thrust or the propulsion immediately comes to a grinding halt as the hull begins to shear and groan and shriek under the strain of crashing against the harsh terrain underneath it. Let's go ahead and do a quick... before we go any further, let's go ahead and roll our luck dice for the day. So every player character grabs one force die. Marcus, in your case, go ahead and roll 2. And
Spicy.
you hold on to the results of the second force die, but the first force die is the pot for the party. I got Marv and the miners. Marv rolled a dark side, and the miners rolled a light. And then get you. There you are. Okay. Got it. Okay, good. All right. Well, we'll have that. There you go. And I'll take the token over here. All right. We got 2 dark side, 1 light, and we're still waiting on you, XU.
I was being polite.
Mm-hmm.
But now we get to find out whether or not Chav is cursed or I am cursed. It's Chav.
Light side. Look at that.
Chav is cursed, not me. It's not me.
2 and 2. Speaking of which, Matt, if you would be so kind to present the table for the audience.
Nope. Nope. Ta-da. Oop.
Just gotta get rid of the overlay. There we go. Perfect. All right. For the purposes of mystery, we're going to keep Marcus's character sheet off the table, just to maintain the mystery. But
surprise.
he rolled 2 dark side, so we have 2 light, 2 dark, and that's where we're at. In this moment, I'm going to have every character go ahead and roll a coordination or a hard athletics to see how well they hold up in this crash. Marv succeeds.
Would you like to roll the difficulty die, or shall I just add them to my pool?
Just go off of the one that Marv rolled. So we got 4 threats, and 1 failure.
Okay.
So that's an athletics check from. I need to upgrade the Order of Miners minion capacity from 1 to 4.
Ooh.
Because there's more than 1. There we go. There we go. Let's refresh the table. There we go. And there's 4 of them now. There we go. All right. We're going to do a athletics check from the miners. Damn, and a triumph. Look at that. So that's 1 success, 3 advantages. The triumph is an automatic success. Or I think it just counts as a success. But it can't be canceled out. So, yeah, it's an automatic success. So, yeah. All right. The miners hold on just fine. Minor scrapes and bruises. XU, how do you do?
You want an athletics check from a loader droid designed by me?
Oh, god damn. Okay. All right. And then, Marcus, you're not even on the ship. I don't know why I'm asking you. That being said,
we are gonna bank that triumph like a mystery mouse Cthulhu.
Oh yeah, or no, the miners definitely needed that triumph to fucking because they're gonna start dropping like flies if not. Yep. Okay. So Marv, the miners, and XU managed to pull this off flawlessly. Marv accrued 3 threats, so he's going to take 3 points of strain, which will only show up as wounds for him. So we'll just do that. All right. Oh shit! They canceled out the threats entirely with their roll. So did you? Okay. So yeah, Marv is the only one that took the brunt of the hit, which kind of makes sense because the impact would have been from his side of the ship. So yes, the engines sputter out, and the ship goes into free fall, impacts onto the surface, grinds to a sliding halt across the frozen surface of the planet. The ship itself shears in half, and you begin to see daylight coming in from the exterior of the ship. What did I say their names were? Not Gina. Gina's the pilot. This is why I need to write down my NPCs. We're going to write them down now. We're going to go with the names. Kevin, because I forgot. Terry with an I. And Fareed. I know Fareed is the same name because that's the Rhodian. Kevin, Terry, and Fareed, unscathed. XU didn't. You could reasonably presume didn't even feel the impact. But you guys look over towards the front of the cockpit that's now sitting about 10, 15 feet away from your portion of the ship. And see Marv still attached, but slightly battered from the intensity. He gets up. He unstraps himself from the jump seat. Calls out to you, Kevin, Terry, Reed, Bolts. You all looking? You guys all right? And the miners all reassure him. Yes, Marv, we're fine. Hey, what the hell happened? Fareed speaks in Rhodian, which only Marv is capable of understanding. He's like, "All right, calm down, Fareed. You're fine. Everything's fine." How about you, Bolts? You looking all right? You need diagnostic?
Just in that moment of trying to brace as many people as he can and himself. Then the ship comes to a halt and all this happens. He's just still kind of holding that position, just kind of looks up in his direction.
I love it. Yes, and from that point, we will do a quick transition over to Marcus as you see from your point of view the impact of a plume of smoke, ice, and mist rising up just over the horizon. You gather it's going to take you about 20 minutes to get to the crash site, but it's not too far from you and your dwelling, and you have good hopes that you'll be able to get back to the dwelling before nightfall and long before the possibility of freezing to death out in the wastes.
Oh, goody. At least I don't have to open a door. And then I start jogging. I just start jogging into a brisk, power run. Try and get there.
All right. Cool. That's good. So you quicken your pace, reassured by the fact that it's not as far as you were thinking it was going to be. Marv, the scene transitions back to Marv as he's making his way up into the cockpit, and as he does, he's greeted by stone as he turns to walk up the steps, and there's no room for him to peek around. It's just straight stone, stone face as the cockpit has been caved in by the impact of a wall that they had smacked into, in the smattering of blood from both sides of the cockpits line this rock face, and he turns back to the crew. Well, looks like we're on our own. Both pilots are dead. Bolts, see if you can find any communications equipment back there?
I will look for communications equipment.
Okay. Let's do a quick and easy. Computers. Is it computers? Yeah. Probably, yeah. Or, yeah. Let's do a quick, easy computers check to see if you can identify any communications equipment.
Okay. Have I spent a good enough deal of time on this ship that I should be familiar where the communications equipment is?
Usually, yeah. It's the typical planet side ships. They don't really go that high above the atmosphere of the planet. So we're gonna go with a land speeder of a sort. Let's go with shuttle. Let's go with the shuttle. Makes more sense.
Ideally, could I say that this provides a boost die?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Aye. And hiya! We did it, guys.
With that boost too. That was perfect negotiation tactics. We are in a UT-60D U-wing troop transport. That's what we're in. So yeah, you with your extensive programming have knowledge of where they would usually keep emergency communications equipment should the primary source of communication be destroyed, which in this case it was. You immediately refer to that location in an overhead storage compartment and yank it down, and pull out the equipment and hold it out to Marv. Good job.
Recently, too, like grab, arm fully extended, rotate in his direction, just hold it out for him.
Good job, Bolts. Well done. More efficient than the droids I worked with back at the last gig. And he'll pull out a hand microphone and begin punching in codes and to activate the communications equipment, and then begins to call out, "Mayday, mayday! Surveillance team 57 experienced catastrophic engine failure. Pilots are dead. This is Chief Foreman Marv Murray. We need extraction as soon as possible. Over." As soon as he finishes that statement, it's greeted by the sound of static for a moment, and in the anticipation of hoping that somebody answers back begins to build and create this air of tension. Before finally, Surveillance Team 57, this is Tower Control. We read you loud and clear. Repeat back. You said you need extraction rescue. Over. That's correct. This is Marv Murray, Chief Foreman of Surveillance Team 57. We experienced catastrophic engine failure. Both pilots are dead. We need extraction ASAP. We cannot survive out in this terrain for much long. After a minute, there's a series of exchanges of key terrain feature identification, as well as coordinate code transmissions, and Murray sits down on a pile of rubble just outside of the crash to catch his breath. The trail of blood seeping down the side of his face as he gathers himself. Fuck. I just can't have a simple job, can I? Fuck. Well, at least we all made it out all right. How about you, Bolts? You doing all right? You held the crew down. I see. Only I was sitting next to you. Probably wouldn't have been as banged up as I am now.
XU is just gonna look at him in affirmation, give a nod, and then just says, "I held everything together as best as I can. Unfortunately, I could not hold the hull of the ship together. Might I suggest we find a mechanic and get the needed repairs?"
Yeah, that's yeah. I would have to be in agreement with you there, Bolts. Good. This is definitely beyond my capabilities. For now, all organic survivors get some protective equipment on, thermal blankets, such. We might be here for a minute. And the team begins to gather together up any resources that survived the crash. Several of them have beam drills that they gather and pile up into a central location to where they can all easily access them. Core sampling equipment, as well as scanners and such. Everything that's primary to their job, they salvage it and get it centrally located to once they are rescued, they can quickly load it up onto the ship and exfiltrate the crash site as quickly as possible. Murray just sits on the edge of the crash site, surveying the landscape when for a minute as the team gets everything together. Let's see if he can spot anything with a. I would say this is probably be a hard perception check with how hard it is to spot things in this type of terrain. Well, actually, Marcus, what kind of clothing are you wearing currently? I would assume a lot of heavy clothing.
Yeah, I would probably have a thermal cloak of my own, probably a few beige, greys, and whites, just sort of like be camouflaged a little bit, be hard to find by predators. And to be fair, I'm not exactly stealthing. I'm not entirely sure if anyone survived or not, so I'm probably... Effectively, if he sees me, he'll see me. I'm not exactly trying to bury myself in the snow. Right.
It's not exactly trying to hide, but wearing clothing to break up your your silhouette if you were to be observed from a distance without your knowing so. We do have a Triumph still sitting on the... Or do we have a Triumph still sitting on the field? Or no, I had to use it for a success. So we don't have any remaining Triumphs. Okay. But we'll see.
XU does.
Oh, you did pocket the Triumph. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
That's 2 failures. Even if we do use the Triumph, that's only 1 success against 2 failures. So yeah, we're going to say Marv glances about, doesn't spot anything. It's a little hard to hear Marcus. All right, real quick, let's try booming up your mic a little bit. Let's see. Actually, let me see if I can do it. Move you up to 200. I can adjust people's microphones. How cool.
Awesome. Hopefully everyone can hear me properly now. Apologies that I'm being soft-spoken.
Yeah. That might also be a thing with how loud the music can get. So yeah, if you could speak up a little bit louder, we'll be fine. Other than that, I hear you just... That being said, Marv does a quick surveillance of the immediate terrain and just returns back to his crew. Marcus, let's get You've been here for a while. You're aware of the types of creatures that reside on this planet and how they typically hunt because of how long you've been here. Give me an average perception check.
Perception. Okay, so in that way, would I add a... Oh.
I'll give you 2 boosts to given your time here.
Alright. Rolling.
Woo! 5 successes against 2 failures, so you have 3 successes, 2 advantages, and a triumph.
I'm gonna pocket that triumph.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna hold on to that.
All right, you got a triumph. All right.
Mm-hmm.
With that, you are well aware of the seismic activity that crash just created, and that typically draws the attention of a lot of subterranean creatures' attentions. More specifically, the fork-nosed ice worm. You've encountered these creatures a time or two before. A rare species. And you've only encountered them extremely rarely. These are very rare creatures, but you do know that the few times that you've encountered them because of extreme seismic activity in the region. It draws for some reason it draws their attention. Other than that, you know that wampas would be attracted to the sound that was generated.
Mm-hmm.
So you have 2 possible predators that may investigate the source of this crash.
Okay.
So with that knowledge and the identifying that those 2 sources of activity that would attract creatures in this area, you hasten your pace even faster to get to the crash site because you know you don't have long before they begin their onslaught.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I go from slowly picking up pace to nearly going into a full sprint.
Okay.
Like literally to the point if someone was looking out for a perimeter check, they would see just this this 5'11" human just full on sprinting across the ice tundra just to get to the ship.
Yeah, none of the crew are aware. Actually, Matt, are you back? No, not yet.
Not yet.
Let's see if I can roll a perception check for him. Well, there he is. He has 1 ability die. Let's see if he can pull. What's the... Oh, 2 failures. Still a failure. No one spots you running up. Not 1 person.
Great.
Yeah.
Cool.
You crest over the hill,
Mm-hmm.
the horizon, and you see your eyes fall onto the crash site, where you can see the activity of several creatures moving about already. Let's go ahead and get an average perception check from you to see if you're able to identify or see how easy it is for you to discern the creatures. 2 failures versus 1 success. You got 2 advantages. I mean, it's moving bodies. You're not able to discern from the distance that you're at exactly what and who or what type of bodies they are, but you see bodies, and they move around, not typical of a ice worm or a wampa, so it's not enough to raise an alarm for you, so you continue your push. It does cause you a bit of hesitancy, as you were expecting to see only death and carnage at this crash site. So, but
This just makes it more complicated, and just then.
exactly. You now have to negotiate for supplies to survive out here. And you make your approach.
Right.
You see 3 humans, a Rhodian, and a tall bulk loader droid moving about, gathering various pieces of equipment, piling it in a center location for what you can gather a quick load up should once their extraction arrives to the scene. Okay. But no one has explicitly spotted you yet as you approach.
I think at that point, if I gauge I'm within hearing range at that point, I just go, excuse me, hello.
As soon as you call out, you'll see a grizzled old man, gray hair, buzz cut, chomping on a cigar, looking out from within the wreckage, pointing a holdout blaster out the side of the wreckage. Who's there? What do you want?
I pull my hood down, showing that I'm a human. Easy. Let's not do anything rash here. I don't mean to alarm you, but you crashing here may or may not have alerted unwanted attention, not just by myself.
We're fully aware, mate. This place is not the most hospitable planets in the sector, but we're more than capable. What do you want? What are you doing here?
Well, I'm running low on supplies, and I was hoping to acquire a few provisions. And I'll do a quick head count, but considering how many of you are, I would hatch my bets that maybe offering safe harbor for pickup would be preferable.
We got a lot of gear. I don't know how quickly we're going to be able to relocate all this equipment. Plus, the coordinates were already sent to this location, so our extraction is expecting us to be here.
Well, I mean, if they're 20 minutes that way, so it's quite jogging back when they get here. But would you do me a favor and please lower your blaster?
He just takes a side glance at his blaster, realizing that he's been holding it up this whole time subconsciously because of past traumas. He goes to lower it. Yeah, sorry.
Hey, no, to be fair, I would have done the same if the positions were in reverse.
Name's Marv Murray. Who might you be?
Marcus, unless you have a security you need bypassing or otherwise, I'm okay with medical attention. You seem to have a bit of a bump, a graze on your head.
I mean, that's quite an astute observation you made, my friend. If you haven't been able to tell, we just got through a crash, so yeah, I'm a little beat up. But
crash is a word for a ship splitting in half. Can I do like a perception check on the ship to kind of determine what actually caused the damn thing to fall out of the sky besides a very obvious engine failure?
That would be more so a mechanics check. Let's go ahead and do that. How proficient are you with mechanics?
I am not. I have 2 ability dice in
Okay.
mechanics. Not exactly.
That's going to be a hard... Yeah, I got you. So this is going to be a hard mechanics check to identify the source of the issue. 1 failure, 2 threats to beat. Oh, shit! Okay! Look at that!
I know. I mean, I'm not too bad with piloting in space, and land ships are a bit different.
Right.
At least I can tell an engine to a cockpit.
Right. So, I mean... And the failure is quite obvious to you at this point. As you look up to where the propulsion systems are, the ventilation shafts themselves have iced over completely, and the engine was no longer getting air circulation. So the engine stalled out due to the lack of circulation. So
Right. Okay.
So that's what caused this crash.
I just kind of go, did you not check your heat vents? They were kind of frozen over. That's what caused your engine to fail.
Listen, my friend, I'm a miner. I'm not an engineer or a fucking maintenance worker. The ship's not my forte. My area of responsibility is centralized around these lovely folks right here. He points to his crew, the 4 humanoids and the bulk loader droid off to the side.
Well, how about I propose a trade then? I need to be the only scavenger within 25 to 30 miles. Yes, I'm a scavenger. We all fall on hard times. We do what we can to survive. End of.
Mm-hmm.
But if I offer my dwelling to allow your people to be safe, ration supplies and maybe a trip off this ice hulk would be in the cards?
I mean, it wouldn't be exactly altruistic to leave another human being behind on this frozen wasteland. So, I mean, a ride out of here was pretty much already in the cards, but we have a lot of gear that we have to relocate. We can't necessarily just abandon ship. We have to, make sure that it's remains untouched, so the big corporate wigs can review the ship and make sure that wasn't anything that we did that causes this wreck. So we have to protect this asset.
Well, if my word means anything, I can easily do a report on the heat vent and call them on their lack of foresight, shall we say.
Marcus, give me another easy perception check.
Okay.
Damn.
Not good. Not good.
Let's see what the party does.
Right.
Alright, we're going to do an easy perception for all characters present at the moment. Okay, we got 1 success from Marv. Three successes from the miners. Man, he wasn't kidding about this droid being strength focused. My God. And then 1 success from XU. So you notice with your remaining advantages, you notice it last before the rest of the crew does. There's a shift in the snow beneath all of y'all's feet. And Marv calls out to the crew, "Avalanche! Everyone, take cover!" And to you know that's not the case.
Not an avalanche, my good man! And I pull out my heavy blaster pistol, like a full-on military-issue blaster pistol. Not an avalanche! I'd recommend your folks move back into the ship and look to the ground! And I slowly start backing up.
Are you going seeking cover in the ship as well, or are you finding another
Well, in my
elevated
understanding
position?
of, like, how the frostworm works, would it be better to be in the ship or be in an elevated position away from the ship?
You know that they can't eat through metal, not easily at least, but they eat through frozen terrain just fine. They have some level of difficulty eating through rock, but not nearly as much difficulty as they do eating through a ship. So you could take position on a frozen rock off in the distance about 10 feet away from your current position, or you can book it to the ship and take cover from within a surface or a material that you know they have difficulty eating through.
Booking it to the ship. Like,
All right.
just like just feeling the tremors around, just trying to gauge where, if at all, this thing is going to burst through.
All right. Marv and the team also fall into the ship as well, as they were seeking cover from within the ship from what they presume to be an avalanche, but you know it to be not the case.
No.
As you guys do, you see three You see three holes form about 15 feet apart from each other from beneath the ground. One forms just off to the side of the pile of the equipment that they had gathered up into a one location, and some of that equipment begins to spill into that hole. And you can hear the crunching of metal and plasteel and plastic being grinded up in a series of what sounds like rotary blades spinning. And as that happens, you see this tubular creature spout up from the hole and spit up several pieces of equipment off to the side, as well as shards of plastic all over the terrain immediately in front of it. Three of you are encountering ice worms.
Great.
Let's go ahead and get a initiative order from everyone.
Okay.
So it's your choice between a roll of cool or vigilance.
Considering my vigilance is way higher than my cool, I'm gonna go with my vigilance for this one.
Alright, that's perfectly fine.
Roll to see if anyone else gets. Oh, I got a fair few.
It's the same either way for the miners. Alright, we'll go with cool for them. Whew. Alright, let's see what you rolled. The NPCs rolled a 3. Ah, shit. Does it tell me what each character rolled? Okay, here we go. The grab worm rolled 3 successes, 2 advantages. That's 3.2. So the grab worm is first, okay? And then we have the miners. Oh, you're first.
2 advantage and 1 triumph. Yeah, 4 successes, 2 advantage and 1 triumph for my vigilance.
Nice. Alright.
Seeing as how I know what to look for, and I know exactly how just what to avoid.
Yeah, we're gonna... Okay.
Just solid, like... Nah.
So... we have a PC first, and then we have... Then we have the ice worms. We have the miners. We have Marv, and then waiting on XU to see what they roll. If they make it back, they might have had an emergency. We'll see. Hopefully that they're able to make it back. We'll go ahead and roll a initiative for them. Let's see. What does he have? Cool, or he has one cool and a shit ton of vigilance. We're gonna go with his vigilance.
Oh boy.
3 successes, 3 advantages. Okay. So that's going to be... So. What was that?
Whew. Oh boy.
Okay. So there should be 2 PCs. Then the grab worm. Or not the grab worm, the ice worm. Because fucking Matt's character rolled like a boss. 3 successes, 3 advantages. Doesn't tell me what is what. So, all right. So, yeah, it's going to be you and XU first. We'll go ahead and start with you as the first slot, as you're currently available. What would you like to do against these creatures? Oh yeah, I should probably add them on your side so that way you can see what you're up against. Alright, let's go ahead and get you your adversaries on your table.
Okay.
Grab, there you are. Okay. There we go. And then just let me go ahead and detail what you would like to do in this moment.
The first thing I'm gonna do is take my heavy blaster, turn and fire the one that's nearest to the equipment, as considering that foreman, and I want to be on his good side still, to get trip off this rock. Just turn and immediately fire at the nearest one.
I like it. All right.
While at the same time sprinting towards the
ship itself.
The ship.
Okay.
And understanding I will be safer in there than I will be on a rock.
All right. So, in this situation, the range that you're currently at from each other is short range.
Mm-hmm.
They're about 20 feet away from your position from within the ship. So, if you go to the right side of your dice tray, there's a blaster tab. Select that blaster. It's going to give you...
already clicked in.
Okay.
Medium range
select
as well.
No, short range.
Short range. Okay.
And then select the token for the select the grab worm. I just didn't change the name, but it's grab worm. Select the grab worm. Select the weapon that you're choosing to use for this turn. At the bottom, click build pool, and then roll dice.
Ooh, okay.
God damn! Okay. You did 26 damage? The fuck? How in the shit did you get 26 damage?
It's everything that's been added up. It was all automatic.
My God. What did you use?
Heavy blaster pistol.
21 points of damage. I think you might have that a little off. Let's see.
If I have it a little off, I mean the base damage that I had for it Just off
Heavy
the
blaster.
7 damage.
Heavy blaster
7
pistol.
damage, crit.
Yes.
Crit 3.
Yeah, that's why it's so high.
Yeah.
You gotta change the damage from 21 to 7. That's the base damage of the weapon.
Got it.
And you're using.
How
Let's see.
exactly do I do that?
So we're gonna.
How exactly?
So
we're gonna have to
go edit your character sheet. Go to the blaster pistol itself, and once you click the blaster, it's going to give you the stats that you can change. Change the damage from 21 to 7, because that's the damage that's supposed to be doing. God damn.
Yeah, with a crit 3. Yeah.
Yeah, the crit 3 is the same. That's good.
You already put,
Medium. Has a medium range, 2 encumbrance, 3 hard points, worth 700
rarity.
credits, and rarity of 6.
Rarity. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright, cool.
It still automatically goes up to. It automatically goes up to that number. I don't know what to tell you on that one. But if I do hit, I will say just 7 damage, because I don't know why it's going automatically to 21 still. I have honestly no idea.
You click save changes.
Yep.
Interesting. Let's see. Let me go to I got a clone of your sheet. Let me see. Very intriguing.
Indeed.
I have a yeah, the clone on my sheet says 7. Why are you showing 21?
I don't know.
What is this quality that you got here?
I didn't add a quality. Doesn't have an added a quality or added attachment. Nothing.
Yeah.
It's just standard.
You know what? It's the qualities off to the right that you have added on to the blaster pistol, because you inputted the same information twice on the mods.
Ah. Okay.
So that's why it's adding it up. So delete those mods, because the stun feature you can put in the description on the main item itself. That's just that's a narrative purpose, or you can just create a narrative tab for that feature, so it's listed in the thing. But it's not you've added the damage to this weapon twice, and that's why it's up to 21.
Okay. So do you want me to re-roll?
Let's see what you rolled again. You rolled a. So it would be 8 damage instead of 21 or 26 damage. Well, no. So 21 is your base damage, so that would be 7. So you add 5 more points of damage. So 5 plus 7 would be 12.
Okay.
12 damage.
It's just changed everything, so it's now back down to where it was. So I think
You fixed it?
A little bit. Yeah, fixed it.
All right. So you did 12 damage on that fucking worm. You... Surprisingly enough...
Refresh. There we go. So, refresh, reset. Awesome.
So, okay. These are...
So... Right.
These are minions that you're up against right now. Okay?
Right.
This worm emerges out from the crevice and spitting up Marv and the excavation team's equipment as it accidentally swallowed some of it. Spitting it up, you blast that thing right at its central heart. It begins to keel over, and you see another one sprout out just off to the side of it, 5 feet away, and you do it, and it's just a quick reaction. you hit both of them in their central heart organ, and they both keel over and slump over into this meaty tubular slump and fall lifeless on the ground.
Okay.
You spent your maneuver seeking cover from within the ship. You spent your action. You have an incidental that. Oh yeah, you're inside the ship at this point in time. You have an incidental if you should choose to utilize it. Other than that, that will be your turn.
What incidental?
Incidentals are as simple as changing gear, or changing weaponry, dropping items, going prone. Very basic.
Then in that case, move
or speaking to other characters.
The
Okay.
as I get there, it is looking at Marv and going, "Well, that was a lucky shot," and then getting into the ship. That's my turn.
Don't get cocky, kid. Up next. I love Marv. I hope he survives. That was Marcus's turn. We are now at XU. It is now your turn.
What timing do I have?
No kidding.
Alrighty, so I was listening while I was away from my keyboard, but just to kind of make sure that I'm looking at this right, we're on the ship-ish, and there are how many worms now? Minus 2.
There was 3. Marcus took out 1. Another one had sprout up just as Marcus shot that one, and Marcus, with his quick reflexes, took out that second one. So there's only 2 currently in this moment.
Okay.
But you can feel the ground. You can sense the ground quaking beneath you, as you can feel more on the way.
More plural. Anybody having trouble getting to the ship?
I would say in this moment, the Rhodian. The Rhodian is trailing behind. They were the furthest one out from the ship. Fareed.
Mm-hmm. Can I make it to him?
Yeah, I would say that you'd be able to get to him on your way to the ship.
Yeah, quite literally just going to pick him up over my shoulder, like without any sort of like decorum or anything. Just pick up over the shoulder as I'm walking, and then you'll just hear "handle with care" as he starts walking towards the ship to get him safely on the ship.
You can feel Fareed clutching around your neck region desperately as he's watching these series of flesh-like tubes popping out of the ground, and is just greeted with the visage of terror as you continue to carry him to safety.
Yeah, this is not like I'm going to try to like a quick sprint or anything. Like, this is like a snowy terrain, and I'm just a big beefy boy, so it's quite literally just plowing my way through the snow to just get there with like just sheer determination. And if I sense, or I shall ask this before I end my turn, do I sense any ice or any of these worms coming towards me?
Give me an average perception check.
Average perception check. My perception is dog shit.
You succeed. Look at that. With the cost.
2 threats, technically.
Succeed with the cost. Your sensors begin to ignite as you go into protection of all corporation assets, to include organic life. And you begin to activate your sonar to help give you a situational awareness of what's immediately in the vicinity, your vicinity, that you can't currently see. And as you do, as if we're looking at a sonar imagery, the center dot would be you, right? UX would be you. Center dot would be you. Immediately around surrounding your position, a massive, large dot.
Sensing that, however close, how close am I to the ship at this point?
About 5 feet away. You can throw a rock and hit it.
Oh, not a rock. X2 is going to just say express delivery, and he's going to throw Fareed onto the ship.
Fareed lands on the ship with a splat. Not like nothing too serious to where it would injure him, but definitely knock the wind out of him as he lands prone on the ground inside the safety of the ship. As you do, that's when the snow beneath your legs begin to give out, and you begin to descend into the maw of this ice worm.
Oh no!
With that, 3.2, it would be. Is that the worms or is that the miners? Let's see. 3 successes. Nope, that would be the worms. 3.2 would be the worms. Okay, so I'm going to make the other NPCs PCs just for the sake of me being able to keep track of everything. So we got... So at this time, it's the grabworm's turn. And that being said, feeling the extremities of something moving that it could sense through its tremor sense, falling into its maw, it is going to make a bite attack against you, XU. Let's see. Crushing grip. Can maintain a grip on an unfortunate target as long as it has the victim multiplies in its tentacles. It inflicts 2 strain and 1 wound at the start of the victim's turn. Ooh! Alright, well, I already said he's going to make a bite attack, so I fucked up. I should have used his tentacles, but oh well. In the essence of fairness, yes, we're going to stick with the bite attack. And he does succeed with a piercing of 2 and a vicious of 2. So 6 damage. 2 of that damage ignores your soak. What does vicious do? That's a real question. I haven't had to factor in vicious yet. I've only been able to have had to worry about piercing. I haven't had to worry about vicious though. So what does that exactly do to a droid? Defense, soak. That might be a good.
I didn't realize that was good. I only have 1 point of soak anyway, so I mean.
Oh, you didn't upgrade your armor?
I'm a robot. I don't get armor.
Wait, no. You forgot to factor in your durable feature, didn't you?
No, that's why I have the 1.
Oh no. I guess you are a corporation mining droid and they wouldn't want to invest too much money into armor because it's just cheaper to replace the droid than it is to up armor it.
I feel like UK's 24's programming is about to be rearranged from survive to help.
All he has to do is just get his hands back, get his appendages on this worm, and he'll be able to break out of it. I mean, the dude's strength is insane. I saw his character sheet. Like, oh shit, this dude can lift everything. I'm not entirely too sure what Vicious does, because where's the gear and equipment? That should be where I should be looking.
Yeah.
Gear and equipment should tell me exactly what Vicious does. Here we go. Okay, it's hot.
I know.
All right.
We're gonna find it because I am now looking for it. Vicious. Passive. When this weapon scores a critical injury or hit, the character adds 10 times the vicious rating to the critical roll. With vicious 3, for example, the victim adds plus 30 to his critical hit result.
Oh! Oh, we are so lucky he did not crit.
Yeah, the crit is 4 advantages. Thankfully, he only got 2, so
that's 20 fucking damage on top of his bite attack if he crits. Oh my god, that is insane.
Son of Skywalker. Okay.
Yeah, this creature ain't no fucking joke. Another the other one, because slither forward, is going to go for the male human Kevin. Make a bite attack against him, or no, he's going to use his tentacles on him.
No, not Kevin.
Lashing appendages against Kevin.
So wait, how much damage did I take?
So you take
because I only have 1 soak.
I wonder if piercing does any additional damage. I don't think piercing does additional damage. I think it just ignores soak.
Ignores 1 point of soak for each rank. Okay, so yeah, so it can ignore up to 2 soak. I only have 1 anyway, so I take the full 6.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Now that we got that figured out. God damn, Vicious is insane. I need to start stacking that on fucking on my NPCs.
No, you don't.
I'm just going to clip that and send it to Victor. Like living hell.
Oh yeah, we need to quick side note. We do need to point out that we've been running Victor's lethal blows wrong. Lethal blows only adds 10 points to the critical injury rating roll. It doesn't add damage to the hit. It increases the severity of the critical injury.
So what we thought that Victor's lethal blow did is what Vicious does.
Vicious does, yes.
Isn't that fun? Well,
learned that yesterday when I was reading through the book. I was like, oh shit, we've been running his stats wrong. Okay, good to know.
You're breaking your game, Tarzan.
Luckily, we haven't had too many fucking encounters where that became a problem. But yeah, so now we know. Yeah, Kevin, let's see if you survive. Oh, and there's no difficulty because it's engaged range. Oh, fuck. Ensnare on 3, knockdown feature. What is knocked? He's not. Kevin is knocked down and ensnared by this ice worm. Oh shit.
And it crits him.
And it fucking crits him. Oh fuck.
Sorry, Kevin.
I feel like we're about to see a human person turn into a bottle, with the head being the cat.
So a crit adds 4 additional. No, what does crit do? Crit does double damage.
I don't think that actually increases the damage. You just roll on the critical hit table.
Oh, the critical injury. That's right. But these are NPCs, so they don't get a crit. So.
Well, fine.
In that case, the series of appendages that emerge from the silhouette of this creature lash out and forward. The left tentacles that lash out wrap around Kevin's neck and yank back, severing the head from the body. The lower two wrap around the legs and begin to drag the lifeless corpse towards the gaping maw of this creature. However, the right set of tentacles lash out and grab onto Terry, wrapping around her ankles and snares her, knocking her prone, and begins to slowly drag her towards the maw as well. Kevin is now dead.
Kevin, we hardly knew you.
Up next, we have Marv. Marv taking position from within the ship, seeing Kevin decapitated and soon to be completely consumed. Terry, quickly on the way to follow that same fate, raises up his holdout blaster and begins to fire at the ice worm that's got Terry within within its grasp. He takes a shot and he takes a shot at the tentacles to try and get Terry free from this creature's grasp. Unfortunately, misses. Two advantages though. Two advantages. The impact of the blast of the blaster bolt impacts the side of this metal container, creating a reverberation, which halts the worm that currently has Terry in its grasp as it is attracted to that sound for a moment, and is paused there for the moment. At this time, let's see. We only have the two remaining. 5 more emerge from a series of different holes throughout the area. You see just 5 more holes in the ground. They haven't emerged from the holes, but they are about to emerge. That is the end of Marv's turn. We're going to start with the miners. We have Fareed, who is currently prone, and Terry, who is currently prone within the creature's grasp. Terry, being the most immediate one in danger, is going to turn around and begin to... she unfortunately does not have a blaster in her possession, but she does have her mining tools that she kept on her. Begins to lash out at the tentacles that are around her legs. Cool. And she just can't. She's just trying to her hardest to try and swipe at these creatures, and it's not working. There's 4 of them. I only got 3. Kevin, Terry, Fareed, and Tom. Fuck it. Tom is the 4th individual. So the 3rd individual that remains, Kevin's dead, Terry, Fareed, and Tom remain. Tom is gonna rush out and help Terry as well with the mining tool in hand. Engaged. Let's see, against grab worm. Come on. Engage. There we go. Roll. Tom is successful. Manages to hit the creature for a total of 6 points on the ice worm against a soak of 3. Okay. Forgot to do that. Forgot to factor in the soak, so 6 points minus 3 is 3 points. Okay, there we go. We're back at 12. All right. Cool. The tentacles. I'll say with that attack, Tom was able to break Terry free of the tentacles and begins to drag her to safety. For Reed, however, let's see. He's going to spend his incidental to stand up. And is it this incidental or is it a maneuver? Attacking prone. Where's my cheat sheet? Here we are. Incidental is oh nope, it's a maneuver. He's going to spend a maneuver to stand up, and he's going to pick up a beam drill as an incidental, but take an action of. Nope, he's going to spend his action to make an extra maneuver, which is just going to accumulate in the form of an extra, or as a point of strain. And he's going to rush out with that beam drill in hand to help Tom with Terry. That being said, that will end the miner's turn. We're back at the top of the initiative order with Jay and Matt. You guys can choose who goes first.
Matt, you're in a mall right now. I say you go first. Figure out what you're gonna do, buddy.
Well, I am in a maw. This thing done did bite me. Do not like that. So, yeah. This is going to be one of those instances where you just say what you want to do as a player, and you let the GM tell you what to roll. XU is going to...
Ooh, real quick, at the start of your turn, you suffer 2 strain and 1 wound. Wait, no, that's never mind. False. That's the tentacles, not the maw.
Got it. All right. So
yeah,
Tarzan,
tentacles.
You tell me what you want me to roll. With this thing's jaws clamped around my metallic form, I'm going to grab one in each manipulator, the top and bottom jaw, and separate to remove myself, and then we're going to try to actually injure this thing by letting the top half of my body free spin while still holding onto the jaws.
So you're gonna brace your feet to isolate the lower torso of the creature and spin its head off, essentially.
Well, I mean, if the roll supports that, but yeah, that is what we're trying to grab and twist at this thing to at least get it to not be biting me anymore.
That's the aim. I gotcha. All right. This is going to be an athletics roll.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it's a average difficulty because these are fleshy creatures. They don't have a bone structure per se. Actually, worms don't have a bone structure at all. They're just a fleshy mass. So
actually, knowing how this is, like, this is going to be a big thing, could I talk you into this being a brawl check?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Because then I will be using my incidental, which is frenzied attack, and I will suffer 3 points of strain to upgrade my entire dice pool.
Okay. Okay.
So brawl, and then 1, 2, 3, and then upgrade. Yeah. So
Here we go.
I'm going against 1 failure and 2 threats.
1 failure,
Or is
2
that-
threats.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh my god!
Just literally Iron Man with the whole go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Nah, no, he just turned himself into a fucking human-shaped blender. 100%. You just hear the actuators and the gyros within this droid's torso begin to accelerate, and you just see this fleshy mass begin to twist around XU's form, and the flesh begins to stretch and tear, and you just see the upper half of this torso where the maw resides is just currently extended around XU like a fanged hula hoop. And he just keeps starting until he finally comes to a slow halt with the fleshy mass around his form, and just lets go, and the flesh ring the flesh ring falls to the ground around him like a fleshy skirt.
And that, with that dropping it, he's just gonna turn, make eye contact with Marv, just and then move on.
Oh my god! Viewer discretion is advised. My god. Oh my, that is awesome. That being said, yeah, XU tears the head off of the fucking ice worm that was trying to eat him. Fucking Marcus, what do you got?
Well, first thing, I try not to throw up of seeing that display.
My god.
Okay, so approximately how many are left? After the 2 I killed, the one that's had it's injured, and the one that's just turned into a blender, how many are left?
You still have 7. 5 more had just emerged as XU had removed the head of the one that was trying to eat him. So 5 more are just surfacing. There's one still sliding towards the ship on the surface of the planet. So one that you can
deterred.
Was that?
Are they at all deterred?
No, they're attracted to the sound of what was just of the vibrating gyros of XU's fucking form. Is like, what is that sound? I want to eat it.
Well,
so
then they're cannibals because they're just gonna eat leftovers.
Oh god!
You ain't wrong.
So seeing that technically these indigenous creatures, these animals, are attracted to sound very heavily.
Extremely, yes.
Yeah. Is there anything around me that I can grab, overload to make like a sound, or like a vibration that's loud enough for all of them to go into one section? That's a big one.
Let's see.
Like for instance, turning on one of the engines.
Being that the cockpit is severed from the ship itself, it's going to take some mechanical ingenuity to figure out how to get the engines to fire back up, especially with all the ice buildup on the exhaust ports.
Great. Never mind. Okay.
However, there are a bunch of highly expensive mining equipment that are sitting around that can be made combustible. However, Marv might not find that that line of thought very attractive.
I'll look towards Marv. I'll look down at the potential that will save everyone's life and potentially save the ship and the very expensive loading droid, and just go, "You'll forgive me for this." And I grab one of the mining equipment and I set it to like anything that could be overpressing an air horn. You know when you like glue it and it just creates this like massive sound.
Yeah.
That's what they seem to be attracted to. And
Just get a pull start on like a chainsaw and yeet it.
You get your hands on a beam drill, and you activate it. A gout of plasma energy emits from it. It has the sound equivalent of a jackhammer. And
I immediately just kind of go, just like hitting it to like make it be as loud as humanly possible. Like,
oh yeah, these things are fucking quiet. Right. You'll notice as you activate this thing, the Maws go from the three miners that are out in the field to your immediate vicinity. You don't see any eyes on these creatures. They only respond to sound. So you can see that they are honed in on you because you're the loudest sound in the immediate area.
I'm gonna rim back. I'm gonna throw it, and as it hits its apex, I'm going to move it further. I'm gonna outstretch my hand, and I'm gonna move it further. So it goes from like a 5 feet range to maybe 15 if I'm lucky. So it just gives like an extra like push.
Okay.
Smash.
Let's see. What kind of activation does that require?
Would that be what would that be?
Where are you? There you are. 1 second. Because this might have to be a follow-up turn.
Right.
We're doing a lot here, and I'm for it. I'm for it.
I mean, if me just turning this on is what's attracting everything, I'll take that as my action. just switch the damn thing on.
I'll say you can throw it. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna have to cut you off at the additional movement.
That's fine.
Because I believe it requires an action to do so.
It requires an action to move. Do
yeah.
Power.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, you can throw it. Give me a hard. Yeah, give me a hard. Let's do athletics.
Oh boy.
Hard athletics.
Athletics. Okay. Can I add the triumph that I banked onto it?
Oh, absolutely. That just counts as an action, an additional. I don't know why there's weapon damage, but it just counts as an additional success.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
God damn!
Maybe. So yeah, 7 successes and catching in the triumph.
I'm gonna need you to fucking chill. You can pocket that triumph. You didn't need it, clearly.
Okay. just like haymaker, like Olympic.
Jesus.
Put this thing.
Yeah, I like this, Jay.
How far do I throw it?
I like this. Jay and I are both sitting here like, it's a one-shot. Just use whatever we have. Just go balls to the wall.
Yeah, just literally like, fuck it.
He fucking be using this again. Let's just go.
He just fucking does a Hail Mary and sends this thing flying. So yeah, he Marcus activates this beam drill, and the immediate sound of a jackhammering plasma energy source catches the attention of 6 other ice slugs, worms, emerging from the ground, and you watch as their maws lift up and trace the source of the sound to where it impacts in the ground off in the distance, and they begin to maneuver towards that.
Okay, my incidental will just look at Marv going, how much is one of those? Just for future curiosity. It's a lot, I know.
I'm just going to count it up as a loss. Don't worry about it. With that, that will be the end of Marcus's turn. We'll go to the 6 ice worms. I always want to say chlorslugs because it's the Old Republic. The 6 ice worms sliding across the surface. Let's do a perception check for them and see if they can differentiate between the sound of the jackhammer and the maneuvering of several different entities on this planet's surface. I'm going to do 6 different perception checks as they are all individuals, but we'll see if they're... This is going to be a hard difficulty. So we're going to roll the difficulty individually. It's 0 successes, 1 threat to beat. We're going to get 6 perception checks from these things. Be perception or discipline? Perception, because they're hungry and they're trying to eat whatever it is. It's not necessarily a matter of maintaining discipline. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Yeesh. And 6. Okay.
On numbers 4 and 5, can I cash in my 2 triumphs to give them challenge die?
I will say, yeah, we can upgrade one of the difficulties to a challenge. Let's see if that makes a difference. That's a failure. So 1 failure, 2 threats to beat. So let's see how many of them still fail. 1.
Only 1 succeeds now. Because only 1 had 2 successes.
Well, 2 of them did. 3 of them did. The first and the second one succeeded. The 5th succeeded, and the 6th failed. So 2 of them still succeed despite the upgraded difficulty. So instead of 5 of them coming after you, only 2 of them do.
I'll take it.
You'll. I'll take that for $1.
I'll buy that for $1.
Let's see. 1 second. So, like I said, yes, there's 2 ice slugs, 2 ice worms. Jesus, that manage to maintain their focus on the mining party itself. The other 3 begin to trail off to go chase down the mining drill, the energy drill that you threw off into the distance. So that will significantly cut down the numbers that are currently healing you guys and keep you guys from being overwhelmed too quickly. That being said, we're going to get the 2 attacks from the 2 ice worms. One's going to go for the crew still outside as they have not maneuvered back inside yet. So we're going to do appendages, lashing appendages on the miners. They were at short range. They can maneuver up to engaged. The other three will be at medium range. Just for clarification. So you got two in short range of everybody except for the miners. The miners are engaged range with one of them. And let's see. What's the range on this thing? Oh, engaged. Never mind. All right, build pool and roll. Whoo! Where are all these triumphs coming from, man? God damn. All right. The first one to react to the miners lashes out at with their tentacles. Only 6 successes. No, they do not ensnare, and they do not knock down. Okay, so it's just a hit. It's 11 points of damage versus 4 soak. 11 minus 4 is 7. Let's see who we're gonna lose. 3. Who did I list as we lost Kevin first, so we have unfortunately the Rhodian is the next to fall in combat. As he goes to pick up Terry from the ground. The tentacles whip out, wrapping around his neck, and proceed to remove his head from his torso. And the Rhodian falls lifeless to the ground. The second worm, however, is going to go for you, Marcus, as it slithers up to the ship, lashes out at you with its tentacles.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Yes, there we go. With its tentacles, Marcus, engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Build pool. Oh, look at you increasing difficulties over here. All right. I like it. 4 failures and 6 advantages. So, he doesn't hit. Well, he doesn't hit enough to do damage. But in your attempt to dodge the attack, one tentacle does wrap around your ankle and pulls your feet from out underneath you. You are now prone and ensnared. So you're prone and snared in the tentacles. Do not take damage this round. That is his turn. It is now Marv's turn. As he sees you go down next to him, he's gonna... shit, hold on! He's gonna take a shot at the ice worm. Try and shoot the tentacle off your foot. Fingers crossed he doesn't end up shooting you. No success. He fires off a series of volleys at the tentacles. The tentacles flailing about, making it near impossible for him to hit. He's going to spend his incidental to try and pick you up, keeping you from being dragged towards the creature itself. As you look down at the source of your current predicament, you just see a funnel of sharp, razor-like teeth circulating in this maw.
Nope.
Trying to draw you into it.
Nope.
And yeah, that'll be the end of his turn. We got 2 miners remaining at this point in time. They are going to spend their maneuver to retreat back into the confines of the ship as they just witnessed 2 of their friends get mauled and decapitated. Terry and Tom seek refuge within the ship as they push past both Marv and Marcus and hide within the shelter. That'll be the end of their turn. We're back at the top of the initiative. Let's go ahead and take this time to take a quick 5-minute break to get resituated. Appreciate you guys tuning into this spin-off episode of Edge of the Empire. We'll see you guys in about 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to 2B Dice Adventures Edge of the Empire. I'm your host, Daddy Tarzan, with the plans. Actually, let's go ahead and, tone things down a little bit so we're not feeling so stressed out. That being said, thank you for tuning in to Edge of the Empire. We are doing a spin-off series of what's going on throughout the galaxy at this point in time in our journey. One second, let me answer Victor. We might be getting a little surprise here in a second. One second. Personality. That's all I need. All right. That being said, we should still be on track for all of our other shows throughout this week. Dimensional Dial tomorrow at 8:30 Mountain Standard Time, I believe. Is that correct, Matt? We're good? Set to go on that? Okay. After this week will be a temporary leave of absence for Victor the Story Weaver, as he has some things he has to take care of. We will be going off on side journeys after that point, I believe, with the Dimensional Dial crew, or possible one-shots. But this week will be the last week for some time for the Dimensional Dial. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. To kind of bridge the gap, do a couple little one shots that I'm allowing the players to go, and like as the players themselves go back to previous dimensions and experience some very pinnacle moments in history of those dimensions and really see why things are the way that they are. And we'll see what happens when we're allowed to divulge all these tiny little secrets.
All right. Next up is the Tales of Varden on Thursday. That is also on track. Again, Victor the Storyweaver, part of that campaign as well, will be departing that story as well from after this episode this week. So if you guys could do us the biggest of favors, send your best wishes and regards to Victor the Storyweaver so he can get through what he has to get back to us in a timely and speedy fashion so we can continue the stories that we all love and enjoy. That being said, the Edge of the Empire will continue as this is a growing story that affords constant characters to come in and out of the storyline. So we will be getting more people into the campaign as guest stars throughout the weeks. As you can see, Marcus, played by Jay, is one of those guest stars, and you may see him throughout the campaign more and more. So just be on the lookout for those little tidbits. Keep up to date, and there's so much to get back into. Let's go ahead and get right back into it, shall we? We left off at the end of the third round. At the top of the fourth round, we had just witnessed the death of Farid, a Rhodian mining employee who was decapitated by an ice worm. Marcus, currently in the clutches of a ice worm, being drawn towards its gaping maw, but with some quick thinking was able to distract the other three stop saying chlor slugs. The other three ice worms by utilizing a piece of equipment that generates an insane amount of noise to distract the massive onslaught that is currently taking place. We pick back up at the top of the initiative. Who's going first?
Blender, if you would be so kind.
Blender. So the rest of the crew made it back to the ship, yes?
Terry and Tom had retreated within the confines of the wreckage to as they just witnessed two of their friends get fucking mauled to death and are kind of traumatized at this point. You gather a sense that they're not going to be much of a help in this fight from this point on.
So the only person who is in danger would be Marcus.
Marcus and Marv, as those two are.
Marv.
Yep.
Oh no. I could probably only get to one of them, can't I?
Marv is currently trying to help Marcus, as Marcus is the only one that's currently entangled in the tentacles of the creature.
So if I help one, I help the other. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just we're just gonna walk right up to this this worm and yeah, let's just try to lay into the thing with our robot hands.
All right. Marcus, you hear from behind you a cacophony of heavy footfalls. And over top of you comes XU, lunging into the mouth of this thing. XU, roll your attack.
I'm second verse, same as the first. I'm gonna pop those 3 strain to upgrade my dice pool again, and
oh god,
we're gonna hit that brawl real hard. What am I trying to beat? What do you got?
Oh yeah. Average difficulty. 1 failure, 1 threat. You still have a pocketed triumph, I believe. You have 2 triumphs from that last roll, don't you?
Yep, and so I had 1 from the beginning of the session that I used, and then I got 2 more on that last roll.
The Drapworm also has a triumph pocketed. Ooh, good to know.
Is it the one that I'm about to attack?
That's a good point. Yeah, actually, it's the one that had latched onto Marcus that had rolled the triumph.
Actually, let me do this, because how do you make do? Oh shoot! I don't have my fists as weapons.
No, we can improvise. It's fine.
Alrighty, then we'll just
like I said, like we said, it's a one shot. We don't need to adhere the rules too much in this one shot. This is more of a narrative standpoint.
And wabow.
Oh my god, where are all these triumphs when we're running the actual campaign? My god. 6 successes, 2 advantages, 1 advantage, and 1 triumph. XU just cannot be fucking stopped. Once he turns himself into a blender, it's game over.
Like the hands there vibrating, and then just starts rapidly rotating, and just immediately starts just going straight through the eye socket.
Oh my god! What's happening? Woo! XU, first off, how do you want to do this?
Just as you explained, XU is just going to take that running start. He, sounding like a freight train, and is just going to take that leap over top of where I'm imagining Marcus bending down, Marv bending down, trying to yank Marcus, and that's where XU just kind of jumps over at this thing as it kind of looks up, and he just 2 hands, hammer fist, right on top of this thing's skull, just to go right down into the ground.
Yeah, you hear a sickening as the flesh of this creature just caves in on itself, and a gout of violet liquid spurts out the side of this creature as he crushes the heart of the ice worm and kills it instantaneously. As this happens, you can hear the engines roaring overhead as your rescue begins to descend above you. Victor, would you like to take this moment to make your grand entrance?
You guys see this ship descending, the whole slowly making a very smooth descent, stops, and then from the side of the ship, just a hiss, shh, it opens up, and you just see this humanoid individual with green hair, blowing bubble gum, just show up, appear at the edge of the ship, and just has a moment where it goes, "Thank you for flying RMC Rescues. My name is Guy. I will be your pilot today. Please make sure that everything that you're bringing aboard the ship is legal. If it's not legal, don't tell me. And I also, tips are encouraged." So, and then he just sort of like moves to the side, and it's just
the most unenthused pilot, as there's so much carnage all around him. That being said, the survivors on the ground, you guys all see on the side of the ship in Orbesh, ORMC, OREMC. XU and Marv know this company as they were just recently reaching out to hire people to start excavating in the region of this sector of space. Victor's character waiting, unimpressed by the carnage before him, as there's several sleeves of flesh just strewn about the battlefield. 3 more off in the distance, and at this moment in time, Victor, your character can see a whirlpool of snow on in front of the gangplank of your ship, as a mob of serrated teeth beginning to spin reveals itself and opens up in front of you.
You see the pilot. The pilot's just looking at this thing, and you just see him. His hand disappears behind the door, and then when he pulls it back, he has this looks like a rocket launcher of sorts. He just
mistletoe.
He just literally puts it on his shoulder, goes around and goes, "Wait, wrong card. Hold on."
Oh, what's the damage on this fucking thing?
Whenever finding yourself near a missile launcher, please stay clear of the exploding area. Otherwise, RMC is not responsible for any loss of limb, loss of life, or any other trauma you may claim was experienced due to the explosion. Thank you. And then he just tosses the cart, and then just aims this thing, and it's just that smile for the camera. And he just presses the button.
You did not just
stumble. And he stumbles back and just brings himself back up.
You did not just use Chev's fucking line.
I give Victor every triumph I have.
Okay, you're using a fucking missile tube.
Second.
A missile tube has a damage of 20, a crit of 2, a range of extreme, a blast of 10. This in all intents and purposes, this worm is short range to you.
I would like to use a triumph to boost Victor's pool. I would like to use another triumph to diminish the worm's pool. And then I would like to use another triumph to add a challenge die to the worm's pool. Cash it all in, just freaking kill it.
No, he's rolling ridiculous. He's got so many triumphs.
Oh, this whole session's been nothing but triumphs left and right.
It seems that way.
Yeah.
Because of how fucking epic this fucking is. Victor, your character fires this tube, fucking stumbles back and repositions himself and regains his composure. The worm rears up and its maw begins to lean towards you. That's when the warhead sinks into its maw, and you just hear a
Just see him go. Just as it goes inside, you see him toss the thing, reaches another, takes out. There's a raincoat, puts it on, and then it's just puts it on. It just turns.
There's a momentary pause from this creature as it's trying to process what it just ingested, and it's a fraction of a second. And enough time for Victor's character to don this protective coating.
He mutters. He mutters unto himself. After that, this is gonna be so gross, and it just
and everyone hears this. It rocks the ever-loving shit out of the ship. The entire backside of Victor's character is covered in this purple ooze. And flesh begins to rain from the sky. Oh my god! That was beautiful. I love it. That being said, Victor,
I genuinely, in this moment, Marcus just goes, "The fuck." Just like sheer disbelief.
You got a meat fucking a meat grinder of a droid in front of you saving your ass. You got another unhinged individual that's pulling fucking weaponry out of fucking seemingly nowhere and just responding in kind as a clowns or some shit.
Tarzan, unhinged plot. It brings to mind the fact that there were hinges to begin with.
There's just so much shit going on right now. Oh my god. I fucking love this. Oh my god. Victor, is there anything else you would like to do?
Are there more threats in the area?
There's 3 more behind your ship.
You
can't see them currently. Yeah, that too.
I can't see
them. Can't. No, they are currently with the engines spooling down. You can hear the thrumming of what sounds like a energy drill. Marcus had activated an energy drill and thrown it off a ways to attract the attention of these worms. You gather in this moment that these things are attracted to large anything that generates a large amount of sound. So there are 3 currently behind the ship that you can't currently see, but you can hear the jackhammering. Oh my god, I gotta kill one more slug or worm. 1 second.
I think guys is gonna be like, it's probably gonna be at that moment after this thing is done. Takes off his raincoat, just sort of looks at it, and then it just has a moment where he actually looks under. It seems like he's looking for something in the back of the coat, and he goes, "Oh, great, biodegradable," and then he just tosses it. Just the hole where the worm was.
Oh my god, this is hilarious.
I'm assuming I can see Marcus and X.
Before you can from your position, you can see Marcus, who is not on your roster of survivors from this crash, or your manifest. So he's not a to you, but you do see XU, which is ORMC property, and Marv Murray, chief foreman listed on your manifest, and you also have the names of Kevin, Terry, Fareed, and Tom. I see those four, or actually that's a lie. You see two of those four laid headless on the ground, one of which is partially mutilated from being consumed partially, and then
So you
and then
can
Marcus.
all of this happens like relatively fast, like the opening, the rocket, the blow up, the putting the poncho, taking off the poncho, throwing away the poncho, and then it's just like immediately throws it away, reaches again. Now he has like a pad on his hand, and he's like, all right, okay, that's the head, right? That one. Okay. Thank God I don't get paid for person. You 240U. You can join you two. I see you right here. Then he looks at Marcus and it just goes, I don't know you.
I look at Marv, look back at this fucker who just blew up a worm. I am now actually more terrified of him than I am of the worms. Yes, I was promised safe passage as I was helping maintain your corporation's property. By this man, and point at Marv.
You see him just look at Marv.
I don't know, man. He found us when we crash landed. That being said, you want to help us load this gear up, guy? And he points to this mess of mining equipment that's just strewn about on the field.
And then I just see him. He just like presses a button to the side, and then from like a chamber, this droid comes out, and then you see the droid is moving with the same like bummer vibe that he has. Like the droid is sort of like stepping like, why? And then gear loading. And then the droid just has a moment where he just like looks at him, looks at the gear, looks at him. Then just like chirps and stuff. And then he says, hey, watch your language.
I fucking love it.
You just see him after that, once again, reaches out. Now he's taking this rifle on him. And he just grabs the rifle and just slings it over his shoulder. Starts, walks toward Marcus. And he just hands him the tablet. He goes, fill the application. And we will, your reason for boarding the company's property, we will get back to you 5 to 3 galaxy business days.
It's an insurance waiver. Make sure you can't sue us if you are injured in transport.
Yes.
Corporates. Just mutter that under my breath. Just like start filling out the form. Just but knowing if I fill out the form, I get on that ship and I get to leave. So she's like, I pause for a moment at the signature, and I just put Marcus D. F.U. and just hand it back to him.
You see, like, after you hand it over, you see him. Pop!
I fucking love this character.
Do you have any perishables, any unclaimed items, any particular objects that may prove themselves to be dangerous for the corporation's property, or a bummer.
I say that as I look at the worms as he's holding the rifle. Just go, no.
All right, just stay here, and we will come back 2 to 3 business days to let you know. And then you see him turn, and he just turns around and goes, "I'm joking, obviously."
In that moment, Marcus goes from anger to frustration to confusion to a mild of respect, and then back to like, and then like, yo, just like
I'm making Guy.
Done.
I'm making Guy an official NPC for the campaign.
Like every single, I just want to, please Tarzan, promise me that every single like rescue shuttle or ship pilot that's getting paid to do something, it's just another version of Guy.
It's Guy. It's Guy every time.
Yeah,
He's a
God, not you
he's
again.
He's a rescue contractor.
Yeah, it shows up.
The name is perfect because every time he shows up, you know, you got to be annoyed with him because you're just gonna look and be like, this guy.
That's exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, I go to the ship. I was like, I'm not dealing with the worms. It's just, I just I'm done.
Yeah, he basically like went off the ramp of the ship, gave you the form, you filled it, takes it back, throws the tablet back into the, like, not giving a fuck. He just throws the tablet back into the ship and just puts the rifle in front of him and just goes, "You may all proceed boarding. You are safe now. I will cover you while you get a seat. Thank you for flying, RMC. You are safe." No. Sorry, that was rock. You are safe now.
Okay, Marcus, you get up from prone after being assailed by a ice worm. What is seeing all this shit fucking happen? This guy character who can't be fucking phased worth a damn or motivated in any capacity. You go to proceed to the ship.
Yeah.
And the sky in your immediate area proceeds to go dark. You look up, and the sky, as far as you can tell, is clear. And then you go to turn, and before you lay eyes on what could be casting the shadow, you just hear, and before you.
Please tell me that it's not a Wampa. Please tell me that it's not a bloody Wampa that I am now staring at. That's now screaming at me.
On top of the wreckage of the ship is, in fact, a Wampa. As it is attracted to the smell of carnage and the screaming and the yelling and the explosions. It is now here for food.
You know what? I look up at this Wampa, and I'm going to use Terrify. All the enemies around me are going to fucking need to make a fear check, a hard fear check, and I am now staring at this thing as no one else can see, but my eyes glow yellow as I just basically stare at this thing to just turn around and walk away. Value its life more than anything else.
Fear check is a test of willpower. Or is it discipline? I think it's discipline.
It's discipline, I believe, but it has a hard modifier added onto it.
Let's take a look. Terrify. I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm literally done with this. I want to get off this planet. This Wampa's just in my way now, and I'm just like, I have one Hail Mary up my sleeve at this point, but beyond that,
willpower.
It's like I'm fucking done at this point.
This guy don't have no willpower. Let's go with I think willpower is for discipline. I think. I don't know because I don't have a
Scared
willpower.
immediately, that's it.
Discipline. Let's go with discipline. God damn, this thing ain't got shit.
Discipline is willpower.
Yeah. Not deception, I need willpower. Or not willpower. I need discipline. Give me discipline. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and cash in a triumph that that the NPCs have accrued so far to upgrade his ability to a proficiency, because he's going to need it.
I still have my triumph, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to cash it in so he has a challenge added to that, so it diminishes it.
A fucking despair! God damn it, you asshole! You're really gonna scare? You're gonna scare my monster away as soon as he shows up.
Yes, I am. Yes, I fucking am.
God damn it!
And I don't even stop. It's just like one side eye to this damn thing, and then I walk onto the ramp. Like, I'm not dealing with this.
Okay. Okay. And he's making a hard fear check. Okay. All right. Yep. I can't do shit about it. Yeah, I'm fucked. You dick.
You just see guy as this thing flies away. You just see guy going, "Yeah, you keep flying."
So you use your ability to terrify the enemies before you. Oh, I still need to roll for the ice worms too. The 4 remaining.
Dude, it's each of my enemies must make that same.
So that's.
check.
I need to make 4 disciplines, and they suck at those too. And you upgraded one of them to a challenge die, which gave me a failure and a despair. So it's 3 failures, 3 failures, 3 threats, and a despair I have to beat. That's fucking garbage. I am screwed. I'm fucking screwed.
I'm not dealing with any more monsters. I hate this planet. I hate the indigenous creatures here.
2.
I want to go home.
I'm screwed. I'm fucking screwed. There's no fucking way. 3. I got 1, and that doesn't beat the fucking 3 failures. You know. I can't even bother. I'm not even bothering with the rest because there's no fucking way.
So
I'm beating 3 failures.
How quickly does, like, from all chaos to watching everything just go, nope, it just like scattering to the 4 winds.
As soon as I bring in my big bad, you fucking terrify him off? How fucking dare you, Jay? I brought you in here. I can take you out.
I know you can, but not right now.
Oh my god. Alright. Yeah,
I turn to everyone else with a, nonchalant, a bit of an irritated attitude, saying, "Shall we go?" And then I go on to the
So you utilize this ability, and as soon as you let your eyes, or as soon as the Wampa's eyes lay on you, a deep sense of dread instills into its heart, and as soon as it appears, it runs just as quickly. It disappears from sight and vanishes almost instantaneously into the snowy terrain with its natural camouflage. The remaining ice worms in the immediate vicinity, their maws raise up to the reverberations that you're creating through the air, and they get that same sense of deep dread, and they too retreat underground, burrowing to escape. at this time. You have successfully navigated my encounter, you fucking dick. Oh my god.
And I'm
You
and I'm
circumvented.
damn proud of it. I'm damn proud of it.
If we
That's hilarious.
thing, it is that this game is very easy to break if you really want to.
Yeah.
If you don't prepare your monsters appropriately, absolutely. This,
No,
Yeah.
mind you,
prepare your characters appropriately.
that too. Mind you, these are all characters that we improvised right out the gate. I don't even think Victor has a character sheet, do you? No, you just
has
came
a
up with this
mystery.
character on the fly.
No, it's just, what do I have on this transport ship? Oh, rocket launcher. Yeah,
I
sure. I'll just grab
literally
that.
just got home. I just opened the computer and I just went for it.
He
And
has.
I have a ship. I have whatever the fuck I decide that ship has inside.
Hey,
He doesn't have a race. He doesn't have a class. He doesn't have equipment. He has the audacity to just show
Yeah,
up
and
and say, "I have a missile tube."
I fucking love it. That was so fucking cool. That being said, let's get back to the story.
yeah.
The battlefield grows quiet, all but the sounds of rolling flames from the wreckage behind remains. Marv instructs XU to help carry the dead back into the ship for catalog and insurance purposes to get back to their loved ones and whatnot for proper burial.
Place perishables in a cold container to prevent spoilage.
Oh, God.
We do
you
have
store
a fridge. We do have a fridge if you need it.
I love how you didn't. I love how you didn't waste any time to come up with this fucking image. It's fucking perfect. Well done. This dude's
I equally love as I just want this character to keep showing up.
oh, he will. He fucking will.
Oh my god.
He absolutely will.
Goodness.
Guy, you see the remains of the two mining workers being loaded up into the ship. You see the two other remaining live mining workers trembling in fear from within the confines of the wreckage of the ship that they were, the excavation ship, and they are ushered to the rescue boat via Marv, who's just is so done with the situation. Not only due to the fact that this is the second time he's seen some catastrophic events in recent time, you get a sense that he just cannot catch a break. And he gets the remaining living crew onto the ship and begins to help XU and your droid load the mining gear for RMCs back onto your rescue boat. And he takes a moment to pause and stands next to you. How often do you see this type of shit, man?
That was to who? I'm sorry.
Guy.
Before I answer, has everybody else is everyone boarded? Has everyone boarded the rescue ship?
The living crew, not fully, because we're still loading up the gear onto the ship. But
Okay. So
the
so Guy's still on the front, like on the ground, basically by the ramp with
Yeah.
rifle up, just keeping track if it needs to cover. When he hears a question, he just goes, "See what?"
this type of carnage, wreckage, failure. This was supposed to be a mining surveillance team, and we ended up not just fucking crash landing on this godforsaken planet. wasn't supposed to be this damned hard.
I say it all the time. I mean, that's why they send me, It's just like, oh, like they thought they could land. They crashed. Oh, they crashed. Yeah, of course they did. Oh, it's just going to be a mining investigate. Yeah, of course it will. We're just going to, yeah, sure you are. Next thing you know, I'm getting woken up in the middle of the night. I haven't even finished my first REM. And they're already telling me, like, hey, guy, we need you. And it's one of those moments when I'm like, man, I really wish you didn't pay this well. I really do. I really, really do. But okay, I'll be there in a second, So yeah, a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, well, I just got done with the previous job site where I was in charge of a mining facility. Got taken over by a bunch of
Sure it was.
droids.
Sure it was. Of course it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got taken over by rebellious droids. Don't know how that fucking happens. You don't get your droids routinely wiped. They start developing personalities of their own, become a nuisance in that sense. So,
Oh yeah, I remember that. I was doing another gig, so I couldn't do that one for the rescue. So I couldn't do it. But I remember that one.
Yeah, they long story short, the new management sent a rescue team in. They ended up robbing the shit out of us, and I got chased. It was a whole ordeal.
Oh no, the outer space is dangerous. Who would have thought? So surprising.
We did
How
decide
could it be?
XU was there, right? We did decide that.
Yes.
Okay. So then, chiming in from the back out of nowhere, just going to point out as rescue teams should not be placing explosives on important evacuation devices. This is a breach of several safety protocols and should be reported to management.
So Marv and XU were both at the previous fucking at the one shot that we ran for the first time in Edge of the Empire. For the audience, these two, Marv, who I'm playing, and XU, had left that mining facility in search of new working opportunities. Found ORMC, which is I can't fucking stand you. I can't fucking stand you. That's hilarious.
So good.
ORMC for the viewers is a false front of a mining company that was started up by the ISB in order to legitimize their presence on Bespin. But they did manage to hire or create some branches that actually function as a entity of ORMC. So they have some level of legitimacy in the eyes of whoever does thoroughly investigate them. And this happens to be
nobody's going to suspect a mining company that has a rescue guy who has a rocket launcher. That's totally normal and standard.
I think Marcus is listening intently this whole entire thing, and he just kind of goes, "Rescue operation."
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who? Do you know? No, guy, not this rescue operation. I'm talking about the one on the mining facility rescue operation. That one.
Yeah, it was just a couple of pirates, my friend, and nothing noteworthy. XU finished loading up the gear on the ship. Let's go ahead and load up.
Did you just hear a guy go, Gal, hurry up. Calling the droid.
Guy and gal? Oh my fucking god.
Of course.
It's actually G-4L, but he just calls them gal.
I fucking love it. The loading process goes relatively smoothly, as there's only communications gear that survived, as well as several beam drills, coring sample equipment, and the like. And you guys get loaded up into the ship.
I'm going to say there's a moment where like he's like, "Hurry up, Gal!" And you see Gal goes up the ramp halfway, so it's like a little higher to like Guy's front. And when he's hurry up, he just stops, looks at him, raises the thing, and drops it in front of you. It's like, "Come on, don't do this. Don't do it. Don't do it." And it's like, "Don't do it. Don't do it. Just pick it up. So I'll take your oil. All right. You just."
Oh my god! You guys load up into the U-boat. Victor, does Guy have any? Does Guy have a routine statement that he makes whenever passengers are aboard his craft?
Oh, you better fucking believe it. So
Hell yeah.
after everybody fills in, and it's just finished. Everybody feels all right. Let's get this show on the road. Exciting. And you see him going up the ramp, pauses at the edge of the ramp, reaches, like puts the rifle away, reaches for some like a camera device, puts it in front of him, and then you see like takes a selfie with the background of the spot, and as soon as the image is over, and it just goes, hops onto his pilot seat. All right. Once again, we would like to welcome you aboard the RMC's Gallivant. This time I would like to invite you all to please buck seatbelts. Just put them on. Just don't let me go there. Don't do it. Just don't. I know what you're thinking. I'm a grown up. Just put the goddamn thing on. This journey is gonna take approximately how many clicks are we? Oh dear Lord. Okay. We might need to do a stop for fuel. If we do, you are not allowed to leave the ship unless it is deemed safe. At this point, we would like to remind you that if you are not a member of our organization, whatever privileges have been provided to you aboard the ship will be revoked should you choose to do something stupid. And please, please, oh please, do it. Just do something stupid. I would like for you to do it. And then you just like there's a quiet, like the static of the mic. There's just a quiet. It's just okay, and then the ship just suddenly you just feel the juke of the ship. The ship starts to like advance, and it's just you just hear it's like, Gal, cover fire. I don't care that there's nothing around. Just cover me anyway. You just hear the wah, and it's just eventually just like one of like the there's like a turret thing, and as the ship starts going up, you just hear a couple of pshoo, pshoo, pshoo. There's nothing there. It's just for show. And then after that, he just starts ascending the ship, and it goes. You just hear all of a sudden you start to listen to music playing through the speakers. And it's a song that it's something along the lines of like, just do what makes you happy. Just do what makes you smile. Just do whatever you desire. Follow your dreams, all the galaxy around. And it's just making themselves out of orbit so they can go into jump to hyperspace.
Victor, you're supposed to make a fictional character. You're not supposed to make me at work.
Oh my fucking god, this is the best one shot ever.
Every retail person, myself included, can feel that in our soul.
Yeah.
Oh.
do
Oh
have
my God.
I do have to ask, just as a little thing, does Marcus, after being warned, put his seatbelt on?
Yes, he does. I will say.
You would
He's just-
Gal
it's
would
like-
be
it's
staring at Gal would be like the droid would just be like there
Yep.
with like the eye, just like
If you did it, XU was going to put it on for you, but regardless of whether or not he was putting it on, or if he was going to, or if you had put it on, he's just going to lean over and just be like, strapping freight to the wall with a strap or a mag lock is the best way to protect it during transit.
Oh my God, this is the
Noted. Okay.
b-
Noted.
best one shot ever.
At which point, looking opposite to Marv, I just kind of go, "You sure it's nothing to worry about? I mean, I have slicing abilities. I can easily track them if you need compensation for what they did."
Yeah, shoot. The new proprietor of that facility, that's his problem, not mine. I don't. I'm not worried about it. That being said, as Guy begins to ascend the from the planet's atmosphere, the ship begins to rattle with violently as it begins to transition from the atmosphere to a zero atmosphere environment.
I'm gonna say
hear
this,
the-
like this ship, like if you were to look around closely, there's like blaster burns, scratches. There's like it's definitely like maintained, but at the same time you can tell that this thing has gone through the ringer.
So yeah, it's the creaking and the groaning of the frame gives you pause for concern for a moment, but the ship transitions into the zero atmosphere with relative ease, and the flight remains smooth from that point on. Marcus, there's a moment of clarity for you at this point in time, as this is the first time you've left, the first time in a long time, in a long time, since you've been stranded on Hoth, that you've felt the comfort of artificial environments, such as the environment provided by a ship. And you find yourself into a kind of a trance-like state as you kind of reminisce on the life you had prior. Guy, you call ahead to air traffic control back at base, letting them know that you have the assets on board as well as ORMC property, and will be returning with the living and dead crew members of excavation team 5-7. And just off in the far reaches of the sector of this galaxy, you can see a swirling red planet off in the distance that you know as the planet of Bespin. Marcus, by this point, there is a tug at the back of your mind in that direction. A tug that you haven't felt since your time with the Inquisitors.
In that moment, as I see Bespin through like a ray shield window, essentially, and feel that pull, anyone who's got like even a modicum of perception, maybe not Guy because he's in the pilot's seat, but definitely Gal, just sees him take a deep breathe in. Starting to feel like home. How
Do you
far
see-
away are we at that point before traffic control needs docking permits.
So, this ship's manifest is already slated for returning back to RMC headquarters in the spiral side galaxy of in this sector. So, you, with your experience with computers, you can falsify your records should you choose to deviate to another planet of your choosing. It'll take a little bit of effort on your end, but you could pull that off.
I am going to, as I kind of like shout up to Guy in this moment of like, before we land, is it safe for us to walk around, or am I gonna get shocked by your companion?
You can probably see from, like, if you were to like lean to look at where the pilot seat is, Guy is like sitting on this, like with his legs peeking out from one side of the chair, and then his hands are, and he seems to be reading. And it seems like he has headphones on or something, so he doesn't hear. He's just
Okay. I sort of like lean back. I look over the data pad that had, my signature on it. I look at Gal, look at everyone, and just go over, and I am.
Gal is looking at you. Gal is looking at you right now. Yeah. The moment
I look at Gal, and I just like, I need to double check the manifest I signed.
Did you see Gal moves to the pad, grabs the pad, turns toward you, and then starts stepping toward Guy while staring like eye contact with you on the manifest, and then he just smacks Guy on the side of the head. Just what?
Marcus,
You had a question?
At this time, Marcus, the Force is calling you. It's time to act.
I use move to unlock my seatbelt, essentially. Open it up, stand up. I am grateful for all of you for getting me here, but this is where we part ways. But I do appreciate all your help, and I reach back and I pull out a red lightsaber and I go to Marv immediately.
If I may, the moment that the unlocking of the belt happens, with a completely different energy, gracefully, still with the same face, Guy just seems to fucking get off the chair, spin, and he has a blaster aim at your face. As it's just, what did I say?
First encounter, terrify.
Oh.
Everyone needs to make a fear check.
You can only do it once. Oh yeah, but no.
At the start
it's
of the encounter.
Yeah.
But it counts as an encounter.
No.
Yeah.
Guy, you hear the ignition of something that you've only heard in fairy tales. XU, this is something beyond your programming. You can't comprehend what the fuck is in Marcus's hand.
It's hot.
Got Marv. Yeah, your photoreceptors can process the heat levels that are coming off this thing, and you can tell that this could do some serious damage to your internal components. Marv just stares at this person that he begrudgingly helped rescue in sheer terror as this bright red light illuminates the terror across his face.
Yep. And probably the last thing anyone sees is the yellow eyes coming out and there's like black rings around his eyes as the Lost Brother puts his Inquisitor helmet on and just stares at everyone. So which one of you idiots is going to make the first mistake that will be your last?
May
Yeah, sure, go for it.
You just see Guy and Gal look at each other. Guy looks at you. You see his hand just sort of like wraps around this thing, like there's like a cargo net on the side, and he sees you. He wraps it. I told you. Presses a button, and the side of the ship opens to basically suck anything that is not tied up to the ship.
Can I use move
hold
to...
All right. I'm gonna take over from here.
Touch it back up?
I'm gonna take over from here. Guy, you open up the side of the ship. We cut to the exterior of the U-boat itself, or the U-boat. The immediate decompression of the interior of the ship. The Guy, what color blaster bolts do you use for your blaster pistol? Blue or red? Blue is a little more rare on the rare side, but you're muted.
I think it would be red. It wouldn't be anything red.
Gotcha. The exterior, from the exterior, you can see flashes of red from the inside of the ship, where the side port had swung open. In that same instance of the flashes, the side port slams shut, and you can hear the whirring of a lightsaber blade slashing about. You cut to the cockpit. Carbon scoring all throughout. The ship begins to deviate from a open space and begins to make for the swirling red planet of Bespin. And that's where we'll end today's session. Thank you all for tuning in today to the spin-off episode of Star Wars Edge of the Empire, A Disturbance in the Force. This is a KohrAtlas spin-off. We appreciate you guys tuning in today. Hope you guys can catch us next week. We are trying to close the book on the Jewel of Yavin. Hopefully we can get everybody together. We'll see what we can do. But we will pick up from that point on where this story leaves off. So thank you for tuning in. Catch us tomorrow at 8:30 Mountain Standard Time for the next episode of Dimensional Dial? Yes, Dimensional Dial. And we are 2B Dice Adventures, folks. Take care.